everyone, I'm Chris Erkley. Welcome to your semifinal edition of the HS Game Time PickEm show. As always, to the left, the maestro, Kyle Glazer. Kyle, you still remain in last place in the PickEm, but you know that it's not too late.
I think it is too late for me. I don't know what I'm the maestro of other than failure. So full disclaimer, as I'm making these picks, I'm in last place, so clearly I don't know what I'm talking about.
A guy who did know what he was talking about last week would be Roger Ruvolo, one of the big kahunas here at the PE. He was the quarterfinal week winner, 14 out of 15, and closest on the tiebreaker. Well, let's see if he can do it again back-to-back weeks. We begin with Rancho, Verde, and Kaiser. Right now, 82% taking Rancho Verde. Kyle, the Mustangs have been to the top of the mountaintop. Can they do it again?
Absolutely. Kaiser beat Rancho Verde last year in the finals. It was really a thriller, 28-21, really back and forth all game. I think this year I expect Rancho Verde to have a little bit of an easier time. Once again, the Mustangs are just loaded with athletes on both sides of the ball. As you mentioned, they have the experience, the coaching. I have a ton of respect for Kaiser. They are the defending champs, and they are going to be home this game. So I don't expect it to be an easy out, but I think as the game goes on, Rancho Verde is going to pull away and end up coasting to a fairly easy victory. Not a slam dunk, but a comfortable margin.
The other matchup in the Central is Colony and Heritage. Right now, 96% taking Heritage. Everyone expecting when the playoffs began a Heritage Rancho Verde collision course. But Colony did knock around Riverside Poly pretty well.
And that's a very good Riverside Poly team that Colony beat. And Colony, they came out, they pulled out all the stops, had some trick plays up their sleeve, put up 45 points on a very good defense. I think if they can put up 45 on Poly's D, they can definitely put up 30 on Heritage's D. That said, Heritage, I think is they're a great team. The ticket to the finals is theirs, and I think everyone expects them to win. I'm going to pick Heritage as well. They're so physical on both sides of the football. I think over the course of the game that'll wear Colony down. But I think Colony is capable of putting up a fight.
Moving over to the Eastern, we've got San Gorgonio, and Norte Vista. Right now, 87% taking San G. We know they're undefeated. They're the team to beat out there, but Norte Vista, they deserve some love.
They absolutely do. I think this is going to be the toughest game San G is going to have all season, and that includes a potential finals matchup. I think that Norte Vista with that double wing offense, they're very dangerous. They're very physical. I just watched them go up and beat a very good Oak Hills team on the road in the rain without any crowd support. They're going to be well coached under Ken Batdorf. Once again, I've been on San G all year. I think they're the team to beat, and I'm going to stick with that. But if Norte Vista does pull it off, they're home. It wouldn't be a shocking upset. I think the difference is going to be San G is going to have a little more quick strike scoring ability, and they just have a couple more athletes, though Novi isn't exactly lacking them. But give it to the Spartans, but we'll see. That, I think, might be the best game of the weekend.
The other matchup in the division is Moreno Valley and Citrus Hill. Right now, 76% taking Citrus Hill. They are the defending champs, but Moreno Valley did make some noise last week, beating Serrano.
Moreno Valley very quietly went 10-2 on the field this year, with their only losses coming to Novi and a pretty good Paloma Valley team. So Moreno Valley's, don't overlook them. The thing is, Citrus Hill, they're 19-0 at home in a stretch dating back to 2011, and they're going to be at home tonight. They are almost unbeatable in the playoffs. They've won 6 straight postseason games, 8 of their last 9. And I think that experience, that confidence in the postseason and being at home is what's going to put Citrus Hill over the edge. That said, Citrus Hill's not playing very well right now. They had to squeak out a game against an Apple Valley team that was missing its top 3 running backs. And Moval is playing well. So I think if you're looking at the trends, you might want to consider Moval, but once again, just that playoff history, that playoff experience, I can't pick against Citrus Hill at home in the postseason.
Then in the Inland Division, the game that has a lot of people talking this week, simply because of the names involved, it's the VISTA Murrieta and Norco showdown. Right now, it's our tiebreaker game. 89% taking VISTA Murrieta by an average score of 41-26. Kyle, Norco is playing hot right now, but VISTA Murrieta has been at the top of our ranking for a long time this season.
Norco bashed Santiago, bashed Great Oak, and just beat a very, very, very good Rancho Cucamonga team at Rancho Cucamonga. Do not overlook Norco. And I think there's going to be a lot of talk, the motivation, the names, all the history between these two schools.
Norco,
it's at Norco. Once again, I just can't pick against VISTA Murrieta. It just comes down to, all the talk about, with the Gerhardt family situation and even Kwesi Meshek and Artie Vasquez transferring over there. At the end of the day, I think it's all kind of a distraction. I just once again think VISTA Murrieta is the best team in this division, and that doesn't change no matter who they're playing. But this is going to be a fun one. There's no question about it with the way Norco's playing right now. I don't think anyone could, drop their jaw and say, oh my goodness, if Norco does win. But once again, I just can't, I don't feel comfortable picking against the Broncos, just the way they've been playing all season and where I think they should end up this year.
Gotta imagine Colton Gerhardt's going to be pretty fired up for this one.
I think everyone's going to be fired up for this one. I mean, a semifinals game between two really good teams, you're always going to be fired up. But then you add those extra layers, there's no question. Motivation, be interesting to see, even if maybe some teams come out too fired up, get some dumb penalties or too tense. It's going to be interesting to see, and if it's a close game, that could be the difference. What team handles their emotions better?
The other game in the Inland Division, Centennial and Upland. Everyone knows Centennial has won so many championships over the years. They are the defending champ as well. They're playing Upland 98%, taking Centennial right now. Cal, does Upland deserve a little more respect, or Centennial just that dominant?
Centennial's just that dominant. It's not to say Upland's not a good team. They are, beating Rancho Cucamonga, beating Santiago. We've been over on previous PickEm shows, the talent they have. But once again, we're talking about Centennial. I'm saying it all year. There's no real point even putting them on our PickEm show because it's going to be Centennial every week that we pick to win. And they've earned that right. So once again, I think the Huskies, find themselves in another Inland Division title game.
So you're predicting another clash between the Broncos and the Huskies again, huh?
I am, along with just about 99% of high school football folks out here. But you never know, nothing's impossible. I always say, if the Arizona Cardinals can reach the Super Bowl, anything's possible. And they did. So there you go.
Great analogy. All right, Kyle, thanks for joining us. That does it for this semifinal edition of the HS Game Time at PickEm show. Plenty of huge games out there on Friday night. We'll see you out there on Friday night.